vibrations. Cool vibrations.
All right, here we are at 7:58 at the 2022 Randolph Invitational. Kicking off here at 8 a.m., we have the junior high girls 2-mile race. This will have grades 7 through 9 entered in the race, followed up by the junior high boys 2-mile race. All right, the starter is giving the pre-race instructions here. We are just about 30 seconds away from the start of the JV girls 2-mile. And we are off here for the girls JV 2-mile. Getting underway here, starting us off for the 2022 Randolph Invitational. at the historic John Hunt Park here in Huntsville, Alabama for this event. We've got about 68 teams represented this weekend here for the Randolph Invitational. Out to an early lead, we have a runner from Coleman High School, just south of Huntsville. Beautiful morning this morning, low winds, temperatures in the 50s. Should be a great day of racing for all these high school competitors. All right, we still have Coleman out front here, just passing the 1K mark right now. She's opened up about a 30-yard lead on the rest of the group, and then we've followed up by a huge group for second, third, and fourth. All right, we still have Coleman out front right now. We're just about a quarter mile away from the 1 mile mark. We are 4:39 on the clock. We will try to keep you updated with all the splits as we're going through each one of these miles for the leaders. Of course, all your results can be found on Mile Split Live. Express Timing today doing the timing for the event. They always do a wonderful job. All right, we're coming up here on the 1 mile here in just a few seconds. We've got 5:50 on the clock, excuse me. You'll see the 1 mile mark coming through the arch here. Just a few moments still. It's Coleman all out front right now, followed up by a West Point runner, it looks like. Then followed by a group of 4 girls battling for 3rd place. Got lots of fans already out here this morning supporting these young runners. All right, looks like the 1 mile right now at about 6:25 through the 1 mile. Again, this first race of the day is the junior high 2 mile, JV 2 mile, so that concludes 7th grade through 9th grade girls. Starting off the day, we are about 1.25 miles in, so won't be long before this first runner here from Coleman is coming home for the first race of the day. Reaching our first little climb of the day. Contrary to popular belief, John Hunt does have heels. It's not a downhill spiral course as many believe. All right, we're coming up on about 800 meters to go. The fans here are out here on this part of the course. If you're not familiar with John Hunt Park, it is a great course, spectator friendly, so even at this early race here, you can see all the crowds right here cheering this young lady on here from Coleman, Alabama. Looks like we have 10:30 on the clock right now. Like I said, a little less than half mile to go. All right, here we come down to the final home stretch here of this JV Girls 2 mile. We've got 11:57 on the clock right now. She's picking up the pace, and she's opened up her lead to about 50 to 75 meters or so. She's coming down the home stretch here. Very strong run, out of this Coleman athlete. Gonna bring home the W of this first race of the day. Just a few seconds here away from the finish line. Nice run by this young runner. All right, looks like it's got just under 13 minutes here for this first race of the day. What a great run.
shall be.
All right, here we are for race number 2. Starting off here in about a minute and a half, it's the JV Boys 2 mile. Beautiful morning again here at historic John Hunt Park. If you're just tuning in here in Huntsville, Alabama. Host of many great races throughout the year. Starting off with the Southern Showcase, we have the Randolph Invitational, which is today. We also have the University of Alabama and Huntsville Chargers Invite. That's a Division II school here in Huntsville hosting a meet coming up soon. This is also the host site for the 2021 Division I South Regionals, as well as the 2022 Division I South Regionals. Followed up in December, we will have the Garmin Running Lane High School National Championships here in Huntsville, Alabama for the 3rd year. All right, and we're off here for the JV Boys 2-mile race. We got a cannon on hand today to start these races off. More so for the effect for the crowd. They can hear wherever they are on the course that the race has started. Also nice. Leaves a nice big smoke plume. We are underway here for the JV Boys. Pan over here, we can see all the spectators for this 2022 Randolph Invitational. That's what we call Tent City over there. All right, looks like we have a Grissom runner here to the early lead, bib number 673. Looks like this young man knows this course quite well. He's taking that tangent over there to the shortest route possible. He's already opened up about a 20-yard lead or so on the pack of runners battling for second place. Grissom High School here in Huntsville, Alabama, just a few minutes away from John Hunt Park. They have a historic program that's had many great runners of the years, one being Steve Bolt, who is still to this day the Alabama state record holder in the mile, dating back to the 1970s. All right, my intel tells me this is Noah Spellman of Grissom High. I believe he's a 9th grader at Grissom, and he has opened up that lead through the K already to about 50 meters or so, and we have 3:10 on the clock right now at 1 kilometer. All right, still Noah Spellman out here. We're about 300 meters away from the 1 mile, and if we pan back there, you can see the chase pack here pretty far back right now, already a mile into this race. Again, this is the 2 mile boys JV race at John Hunt Park at the Randolph Invitational. Coming up here on the mile, just about 75 meters or so to go. We've got 4:53 on the clock right now. All right, through the 1 mile here, it looks like right at 5:20 or so for the 1 mile of this 2 mile race. Noah Spellman of Grissom really opening up that lead significantly now. We'll see how far back this group of, looks like 5 runners is chasing. All right, we've got 5:50 or so on the clock for second place, so it looks like a 30-second lead or so for Noah Spellman right now. Great thing about this sport of cross country, you've got runners and coaches from all teams, even competitors that are cheering one another on. Just saw some young boys from another school cheering on this young runner from Grissom. Great to see the camaraderie and sportsmanship in this sport. Noah there just made the first climb of the day in this 2 mile run. There's a slight roller here coming up just after these pine trees, and then he will be just about 800 meters away from the finish. We're at 7:25 on the clock right now with about 1,000 to go. All right, this is Noah Spellman of Grissom High School, 9th grader out of Huntsville, Alabama, coming up on about 600 meters to go. We've got 8:50 on the clock right now, and he has opened up a lead of about 150 meters or so on second place. Looks like it's anybody's race for second. There's a group of about 3 runners or so battling it out for second place this morning in this JV Boys 2-mile. Looks like the battle for second place. We've got Jack Shattuck out of Grissom, along with, stay tuned for 1 second. Looks like it's Caden Fales of Coleman. Jack Shattuck and Caden Fales of Coleman battling it out for second place right now. All right, this is Noah Spellman of Grissom High School taking home the win with a time of 10:31. Great run out of him. All right, looks like this is another Grissom runner coming in second place. I think that's Jack Shattuck at 11:33. Followed up by a Coleman runner. I believe that's Caden. Great run by these young men. Can't say enough wonderful things about the Huntsville Sports Commission and the wonderful work they do here, hosting, helping put on these great events here at John Hunt Park. All right, next up here at 9 a.m., we have the Large School Varsity Girls 5K. That is school size of 569 enrollment or larger. And that is set to kick off here in just 3.5 minutes. Again, we are here live at the 2022 Randolph Invitational at historic John Hunt Park in Huntsville, Alabama. Thanks for tuning in. For all the folks at home or on the road that couldn't make the event, glad to be presenting this live stream to you today, courtesy of Running Lane and the Huntsville Sports Commission. This will be the largest field of the day so far. Looks like we've got quite a full starting line ready to go here in just a couple minutes. Our starter today is Brian, and he is starting the races with a starter pistol. But over to the left, we actually have a cannon that provides additional effect for all the spectators on the course. So no matter where you're at here at John Hunt Park, you can hear when the start of the race occurs. All the results can be found today live at Mile Split, Express Timing, doing the timing for this great event today. And again, we are just 2 minutes away from the Large School Varsity Girls 5K. First 5K of the day set to kick off here in just a minute or so. All right, here we are. Starter has given the official commands. And we are off for this Varsity Girls race today. Large School Division right now kicking off, and this is a full field here. We'll zoom in a little bit and try to capture all this effect here as these girls battle for position here on this opening start. Here at John Hunt Park, we have about a 750-meter straightaway before the first turn. If you're not familiar with John Hunt Park, the course is more narrow than 10 yards at any given point. It is designed and built for championship racing, just as this. These girls are immediately cutting over to the tangent. They know the course well, it looks like. These are the varsity runners, so a little bit more experience than those first two races of the day this morning. Looks like we have a Chelsea runner out front, bib number 310. If I'm not mistaken, that's Katie McPhail out of Chelsea High School. That is correct. It is Katie McPhail out of Chelsea High School. That's a Birmingham suburb here. She's got about a 5 meter or so lead, but this race is going to be a lot more tight than the first two races of the day. You can pan back and see the large crowds at this event here for the Large School Division 5K. Looks like she has a couple of her teammates here battling for second place. Got 4 runners in the top 10 right now, Chelsea does. Great pack running by their team early on in this race. We're coming up on the 1,000-meter mark here in just a few moments. I will get you that time as we do so. All right, we're right here at the 1 kilometer mark, and we're about 3:23 on the clock or so at the 1 kilometer. She does have a 15-meter lead on the chase pack, which contains a large group of runners. It's anybody's race for second right now. Her team does look like they're in great position early on in this race. All right, it's still Katie McPhail of Chelsea High School coming up right here on the 1 mile right now. She's opened up that lead to about 30 meters or so. Looks like we've got about 5:40 on the clock right now through 1 mile of this Large School Girls 5K. Crowd support is come out here for this Large School division. That was Katie's coach, Scott Fuqua, Alabama high school legend here. Quite the runner himself. ran for Oak Mountain High School in the early 2000s. Coaching up his runners, his team, they're in great position right now through the 1 mile. Katie making her way up this first hill of the day. The 5K does have a couple more hills in it. Has some rollers. As we get to just past the 2 mile mark, there's one significant climb that will get you to the top of the course, which is about 1,000 meters out from the finish, and it is mostly downhill or flat from there. Katie making the second climb of the day. Just a little roller here coming up on about the halfway mark of the course here. Followed up by 3 of her teammates, so it looks like Chelsea's got 4 girls in the top 4, so quite a low number. It'll be interesting to see where their 5th is, but they are running really strong. Looks like we got Mia Donovan and Julia of Chelsea in the top 3 as well. They're running really strong right now. Doing a loop here that circles back to the 2 mile right now. We're about a quarter mile away from that 2 mile mark or so. And we have 9:55 on the clock right now. Right now it is all Chelsea in the lead. Looks like that is a Brewer runner, Brewer High School out of North Alabama, in 5th place right now. Still Katie McPhail out front, followed up by 3 of her teammates about 10 yards back. They're all running really strong right now. Coming up soon here on this 2 mile right now. We've got about 11:50 on the clock right now, coming up on this 2 mile mark here of this Large School Varsity 5K. All right, 2 miles right at 12 flat for Katie McPhail, followed up by 3 of her teammates of Chelsea High School. Here on this 5K course, you get to run through the Fleet Feet Huntsville Arch, another great sponsor of all the local running events here in Huntsville, Alabama. Again, if you're just tuning in today, this is the 2022 Randolph Invitational here at historic John Hunt Park in Huntsville, Alabama. We're coming down a slight downhill before the penultimate climb of the day in this Large School Girls 5K. Despite popular opinion, John Hunt Park is not flat or downhill course. There are some roller hills here at John Hunt Park. It's still all Chelsea today in this first varsity race of the morning. They're running well, and we're going to be beginning our climb right now as these runners make their final climb of the day, and they are about 1,000 meters from the finish line once they reach the top here. Sometimes it's hard to tell the grade of an incline on camera, but you can tell by the runner's form and how much shorter their stride gets that they're having to work to get up this hill here. Here at the top of the climb, just about there for Katie. One of her teammates is closing the gap ever so slightly right now. We've got 13:55 on the clock here with about 1,000 meters to go. But as I said, it is mostly downhill or flat here for this final 1,000 meters of the morning. It's all Chelsea right now. 1, 2, 3, and 4, followed up by a Brewer runner. Ever so slight incline here, mostly flat here, coming in on about 700 meters to go in this Large School Varsity Girls race at the 2022 Randolph Invitational. Beautiful weather this morning, light winds, lows in the 50s, perfect for cross-country racing. Nice downhill for these girls to open up their strides here as we're coming up on about 400 meters to go here just really soon. We've got 16:45 on the clock right now. I will try to get you the 3-mile split here as we're coming up towards the finish. it's anyone's race right now here in this large school division of the Varsity Girls 5K. These ladies are pushing each other. They are teammates, but they're also competitors, so they're going to push each other here for this win. We're about 250 meters out right now. 17:35 on the clock right now. It's going to be an excellent time for these young ladies here. Looks like Katie's opening up her stride, opening up the kick here. She's quite the 800-meter runner herself. Opened that gap back up to about 10 yards or so. Coming up here on the 3 mile. Looks like we're right at 17:55 through 3 miles with just the .1 to go. But it looks like it is going to be all Katie McPhail out of Chelsea. All right, looks like it is Katie McPhail right now with 18:30 on the clock. What a great run for this young lady today. right, getting started here for this Small Girls 5K. Small Girls Varsity 5K. This is schools with enrollment of less than 569. Smaller field this morning for this race in particular, but should still be a very competitive race. Got a runner out of Plainview High School. That is Rainsville, Alabama, about an hour or so east of Huntsville. Race is quite spread out already, just about 600 meters in. Again, this is the Small Girls School Varsity race kicking off here. Fourth race of the day, at the 2022 Randolph Invitational at historic John Hunt Park. This is Jackson Bruce out of Plainview High School. Again, that's located in Rainsville, Alabama, atop Sand Mountain. She is out to an early commanding lead, about 30 meters or so on the chase pack. This is the girls' small school division of the Varsity 5K this morning at the 2022 Randolph Invitational. Coming up here in just a few seconds, we're going to have that 1K split for you. She's moving out well, looking strong early in this race. The battle for second is anyone's race, with a group of about 4 girls all there tightly close together, followed up by a huge pack of about 30 or so girls there battling just behind that. All right, here we are with Jackson Bruce coming through the 1K right at 3:42 or so for that 1 kilometer split. About 400 meters out here from the 1 mile mark here at John Hunt Park. This is Jackson Bruce of Plainview High School. If you're just tuning in, this is the 2022 Randolph Invitational at historic John Hunt Park in Huntsville, Alabama. The battle for second is thinning out a bit as this race continues. The runners will continue to spread out a bit. Pan back a little bit here, and you can see the gap there that's opened up to second place here early in this small girls division 5K. Ever so slight climb there in this 1 mile to the just past that hill as we come down here on the 1 mile. We've got 5:50 on the clock right now. She's going to be just over 6 minutes for this first mile, it looks like, here this morning. This is Jackson Bruce of Plainview High School. That is Jackson Bruce going through the 1 mile right at 6:20 right here on the course. Looks like that chase back is just about 5 to 7 seconds back on her this morning early in this 5K small girls division. A lot of things can change in a 5K, but right now it is Jackson Bruce with the early lead this morning. Virtually no wind on the course this morning. It is beginning to warm up ever so slightly, but still a picture-perfect morning for high school cross-country racing. This 1 mile at John Hunt Park is the fastest mile of the day. Second mile is mostly flat with ever so slightly inclines leading up to the 2 mile before you go downhill ever so slightly before your final climb of the day, right before the 1K to go mark. That is a Brooks runner and a, looks like Madison County, I believe, overtaking Jackson. Bibs 243 and 774. Those ladies made a very strong move on that hill there and have taken over first and second place. Looks like that is Lily Hatton out of Brooks High School right now in the lead. 774 is Kinley Williams out of Madison County. That is here near Huntsville, just a stone's throw away here from John Hunt Park. So these two runners are running well together here as we are coming up on about 500 meters or so to go to that 2-mile mark. We have 11:05 on the clock right now for these ladies. I will get you that 2-mile split as we come up on it. All right, this is Lily Hatton out of Brooks, opening up a little gap on Kinley Williams of Madison County here as we come up on the 2-mile. Coming up on this 2-mile right now, we've got 13:08 on the clock right now. Spectators are out here this morning at historic John Hunt Park for this 2022 edition of the Randolph Invitational. Going through that 2-mile right now at 13:20 on the clock. That is Lily Hatton of Brooks High School here right now in the Small Girls Division 5K. Coming up here at the base of the climb here, right before the penultimate hill at John Hunt Park here. Right now you're about 200 meters from the top of the climb. And this is Lily Hatton of Brooks High School in the lead over Kinley Williams of Madison County. Both girls running strong today, still anyone's race here as we are just past the 2-mile mark in the small school division of the Varsity Girls 5K. We still have Jackson there of Plainview in 3rd place. She was in the early lead of today's 5K, but shortly after the 1 mile, these two young ladies overtook her. Once you get to the top of this climb, you're about 1,000 meters out from the finish, mostly downhill or flat. To that point, it is a very quick finish here at John Hunt Park. And just at the crest of the top of the hill here, runners can really open up their strides and get moving on the downhill section. Still anyone's race early on right now with just 1,000 meters to go. It's Brooks and Madison County battling it here, just about a 5-meter gap between first and second. So anyone's race still. We've got some great young future cross-country stars over here to the right. Great to see all these young folks out here supporting cross-country runners. Huntsville is a great city and even a better city for running. This is Lainey Hatton out of Brooks, opening up a gap here to second place. This is Kenley Williams out of Madison County. So right now, she looks like she's going to take this thing. She's not going to leave it to chance here at the end. Right now, we're probably about 700 meters or so from the finish. We've got 17:05 on the clock right now. Great run by her. Putting on the moves when it matters the most here towards the end of the race. She looks strong, still composed. Still Lainey Hatton out of Brooks here, really opening up this lead here at the last half of the course. Gap's probably 50 meters or so now. 18:20 on the clock. And we are just about 400 meters out from the finish. If you're just tuning in, this is our leader right now, Lainey Hatton out of Brooks High School in the small school division of the Varsity Girls 5K. Coming up on just about 300 meters or so to go right now with 19:25 on the clock. She really opened up this race here in the second half. She looks like she knew this course well and knew when to make her move. Coming up on 3 miles right now, Lainey Hatton at 19:58 right now at 3 miles. Crowds continue to grow here at John Hunt Park for this 2022 edition of the Randolph Invitational. And stay tuned because the rest of this race will be streamed right here live at the finish line. Coming up, we have the Large School Division of the Boys 5K, followed by the Small School Division of the Boys 5K. So lots of great championship racing to go still. This is Lainey Hatton of Brooks with a winning time of 20:43. It looks like great run by her this morning. are for the Large School Division of the Boys Championship 5K this morning at the 2022 Randolph Invitational. Our starter right now is giving the final commands for the start of the race. Quite a large field here this morning for this event. Should be an excellent race. And we are off here for the Large School Division of the Boys 5K. This is a big field here, and it could be anyone's race right now. We've got schools from all over the Southeast here in this classification. Should be an excellent race. We've got Vestavia Hills out, early lead right now, followed by a Woodward athlete. We've got Buckhorn in the mix, McCauley, I believe that's the Coleman Cats in there as well. Chelsea competitor over to the left early in this race right now. Coming up on the 1K mark right now, we're at 2:50 on the clock. So right there, this sign here to the left, that is 2:55 through 1 kilometer. These boys are moving out quickly. We have a Vestavia athlete and McCauley athlete. That is Henry Strand out of Vestavia Hills, Birmingham, Alabama. Followed up by McCauley athlete. I'll get you his information in just a moment. Well under 5-minute pace here, starting off this race. This first mile is a very fast mile, but 8:04 is Jack Bowen of McCauley. Him and Henry are stride for stride here early in this race, but it is early in anyone's race. There is a large group of runners just behind them. .807, McCauley is Hugh Carlson. That is a school out of Chattanooga, Tennessee. They made the drive down here. And 5:03 is Andrew Barnett out of Coleman High School. Coming up here on the 1 mile race, or 1 mile, excuse me, of this 5 kilometer large school division, we have 4:49 on the clock right now. These boys are taking it out very quick. It is going to be a fantastic time if they can keep this up. Running really well. Still anyone's race. Large group here, just past the 1 mile. Again, this is Jack of McCauley and Henry out of Vestavia Hills leading the way right now in this large school division of the boys 5K. Ever so slight climb right here coming up right now. Coming up shortly, we'll be at the halfway point here of the 5K. Still Jack and Henry out front here leading the way. We're at 6:47 on the clock right now. Running really, really well right now. Still anyone's race, though. Got a little climb here as we come up to the main section of the course. This is Jack of McCauley, his teammate there in third. McCauley's really making a push for this team competition this morning early on. Slight climb here. We are about at the halfway mark right now, give or take, and we have 7:25 on the clock right now. See these crowds out here at John Hunt Park. Huntsville does a great job coming out and supporting these young runners. Always a great sight to see this many fans out here at this historic John Hunt Park in Huntsville, Alabama, also known as the Rocket City. We had a move by the McCauley athlete here to overtake Henry Strand. So right now it is McCauley running 1-2 early on. Again, we are just past the halfway mark of this race. Looks like we got McCauley's 3 and 4 also in the top 10 as well. So really running strong this morning here in the large school division of the boys 5K. All right, it is Jack and Hugh of McCauley running 1-2 right now, opening up a gap on Henry Strands of about 15 meters or so. They are running really strong right now. Probably going to work together here a little bit and take home this 1-2 punch for McCauley. Running really, really well right now. Just a few seconds away here from the 2 mile, about 30 seconds out from the 2 mile or so. up on the 2 mile right now. 10 flat on the clock as these boys go underneath the arch. They're right at 2 miles. So it looks like 10:06 or so for 2 miles right now here at John Hunt Park for Jack and Hugh of McCauley out of Chattanooga, Tennessee. And they have widened their gap to third place. About 30 meters back is Henry Strand of Vestavia Hills. Jack and Hugh of McCauley as they're at the bottom of the penultimate climb at John Hunt Park. Looks like Henry Strand there in third is trying to make a comeback on them. We'll see if there was any misjudgment in the early pace or not from these competitors. So they're making this climb here. As I've said earlier in the day, once you get to the top of this climb, you're about 1,000 meters out from the finish line, and it is mostly downhill or flat. John Hunt is a very fast course, but it is a fair course. There are some hills to it. Still Jack and Hugh. Henry looking good in third place. .11:45 on the clock right now with about 1,000 meters to go roughly. Running really strong here this morning at John Hunt Park. Jack is beginning to open up a little bit of a gap on his teammate Hugh here. About a 5 to 10 meter gap here between first and second. Still Henry Strand there, Vestavia in third place. It does still look like McCauley is doing well in the team competition with about 4 runners in the top 10 or so. .12:50 on the clock right now. And it is all Jack of McCauley, followed up by Hugh of McCauley, Henry Strand of Vestavia Hills. All right, making this final descent here. This is Jack and McCauley running really strong, really opening up the gap to second place right now. You can see it right here on this turn. Gives you some perception of how big that gap is now. We are just about 400 meters or so from the finish line right now. 14:07 on the clock right now. It is Jack of McCauley, then Hugh of McCauley, then Henry of Vestavia Hills. Looks like there's a great battle for fourth place going on. Anybody's race there. .14:30 on the clock right now. This is Jack of McCauley coming up close to this 3 mile mark right now. It's going to be a really fantastic time. 15 low for these young competitors here. I'll get you that 3 mile split as best as I can here. We've got to make sure this finishing gator is clear of the finish line. before the runners start coming in. Looks like 14:59 for 3 miles here for Jack McCauley. His teammate Hugh is still in second position there. And Henry Strand of Vestavia Hills in third. Stay tuned for more coverage here as we still have a race to go after this. We're going to keep streaming here this finish line for you, though. It is going to be Jack McCauley right at 15:31 for the win of the large school division, followed up by Hugh, his teammate. That's 2 for McCauley. Looks like we've got McCauley's third in the top 5, and their fourth in. All right, here we are for the final race of the day. It's the Varsity Boys Small School Division 5K. This is the final event for the 2022 edition of the Randolph Invitational here at historic John Hunt Park in Huntsville, Alabama. I'd like to thank you again for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed the coverage. Just about 2 minutes away from the start here of our final race. It's been a beautiful morning here at John Hunt Park of high school racing. Be sure to tune in to Mile Split for all the race results. All right, here we go. We are just about to get started here. Race official has given the final pre-race instructions just moments away here from the final race of the day. And we're off for the final race of the day, the Boys 5K Small Division 5K. All right, we've got Adam Taylor of Bryceville to the early lead right now in this small school division of the boys 5K. Coming up on the 1K mark here in just a few moments. Quite a bit of separation here from 1 through 3 to the rest of the pack. Right at 3 flat through the 1 kilometer mark, well under 5-minute pace here. All right, this is still Adam Taylor of Priceville in the lead. And running in second is Drew Donaldson, or excuse me, Drew of Donaldson Christian. Drew Johnson of Donaldson Christian. So it's Adam and Drew in the lead right now. Approaching the 1 mile mark right now. We'll get you that time. We've got 4:53 on the clock right now. Right as these runners go across the arch, they'll get that mile time. So right at 5:01 for the 1 mile mark here for these guys. Drew and Adam running really well together here early on in this small school division of the boys 5K. Running right around 15:40 pace for 5K. This first mile is the quickest mile at John Hunt Park. These two competitors have opened up a lead on third place here. Running well together here in first and second is Adam and Drew. Adam of Priceville and Drew of Donaldson Christian. This is the small school division of the boys 5K this morning here at the 2022 edition of the Randolph Invitational at historic John Hunt Park. This is the final race of the day. Of course, you can tune back in later on and view all the other races that we have covered this morning. We opened it up with the JV Girls 2 mile, followed up by the JV Boys 2 mile, and then we had the Large School Girls 5K, Small School Girls 5K, Large School Boys 5K, and now the Small School Boys 5K. These runners, as you see, are trying to move side to side to run those tangents on the course as best they can. Every inch can make the difference in a cross-country race. We are right around 1.5 miles to go right now at 7:50 on the clock. 7:50 on the clock right now. That is Drew of Donaldson Christian in the lead, followed up by Adam of Priceville. All right, and moving up in third place is Adam Kuntz of Elkmont, just up the road from Huntsville. He has made a strong move here in this second mile to close the gap to first and second place. So we've got a great race for the win right now, just past a mile and a half into the small school division of boys 5K. It is still Drew of Donaldson Christian in the lead right now, with Adam Kuntz of Elkmont making a move into second place, followed up of Adam of Priceville. Did want to mention and give a shout out to Huntsville Parks and Rec and the city of Huntsville for making events like this happen and possible. We couldn't do it without their support. They bought into the idea of a permanent cross-country course several years ago, and they have been great supporters of all these high school and collegiate events since then. That is Drew Kuntz of Elkmont taking over the lead here, or excuse me, Adam Kuntz of Elkmont taking the lead from Drew of Donaldson Christian. So that is Adam Kuntz moving well right now, just about 200 meters or so from this 2-mile mark. I'll get you guys a 2-mile time here in just a few moments as they cross underneath the Fleet Feet Sports Huntsville arch. That is the 2-mile mark. So right now on the clock, we've got 10:32 through 2 miles, and it is Adam Kuntz right now running well. Coming up to the penultimate climb here at John Hunt Park, it's still Adam Kuntz in the lead, followed by Drew of Donaldson Christensen and Adam of Priceville. As you see these runners coming up the hill, you can see their stride change, heads lower a little bit as they lean into the hill a little bit. That's a good indicator that these guys are having to work hard to get up this hill. One thing that sets this park apart from other courses around the country is the tremendous footing, the maintenance, and the groundkeeping that the city of Huntsville and Parks and Rec do to keep this course in tip-top shape year-round is none other. All right, these guys have reached the top of the climb, right at 1,000 meters to go. It's still anyone's race. There's 3 guys that could take this thing right now, but it is still Adam of Elkmont High School in the lead, followed up by Drew of Donaldson Christian and Adam of Priceville. All right, it looks like it's Drew here of Donaldson Christian taking the lead back over here. Adam of Priceville moving back into the mix. It is a three-person race, and it is anyone's race right now. This is a great way to finish off the day of high school racing here at John Hunt Park at the 2022 Randolph Invitational. All right, still Drew and Adam, the top three boys here in the small school division of the 5K. Still anyone's race. A little less than 600 meters to go right now. We've got 14:05 on the clock. Let's see how they can finish. How fast can they finish? Can they dip under 16 for the day? Right now, they're about to get a nice little downhill. They can pick up the pace. Let's see who has the most left in the tank. Looks like Adam of Priceville is not having any problem letting Drew do the work right now. There is a little bit of a wind, and drafting does make things a little bit easier for you when you're running. He's pulling up on his shoulder a little bit here. Still anyone's race. This is going to be a great finish here. Looks like Adam of Priceville has taken over the lead. Is this move going to be the final move? Is this going to be the move that makes the win here happen today in this small school division of the boys 5K? Coming up on 300 meters to go. We've got 15:10 on the clock right now. Looks like 16 flat's going to be just out of reach, but still a great race from these competitors right now today here. Looks like Adam of Priceville had enough in the tank right now, and he is pulling away from Drew of Donaldson Christian. What a great run by all these competitors today. We get you this 3-mile time right now. It looks like 15:43 on the clock here through the 3-mile mark there. That is Adam of Priceville, 16:15 for the win. What a great run by him and all these competitors today. All right. Again, thank you. That concludes our coverage today of the 2022 Randolph Invitational here at historic John Hunt Park. Appreciate everyone that attended, and thanks to all the sponsors that helped make this great event possible. Please tune in, like, and subscribe to more coverage of high school running